Alrighty everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a prismatic build that I'm going to be trying out when the final shape launches. No, I did not film any of the footage from the final shape in this video. We had some scheduling conflicts with Bungie, but credit will be given when I do use images or clips. Another small thing is that I'm giving one more day till the Karhe emblem giveaway. I know I said today, but hey, here's another opportunity for you to enter, so I hope you do. With all that out of the way, let's see the build. Starting out with the abilities. Now for the super, we're going to be using the Titan's brand new one called Twilight Arsenal. Mainly because I want to use the new stuff, but I'm also excited to just pick up a Void Axe and throw it at targets. You have your choice of Barricade or Thruster, your jump, and our melee, Frenzied Blade. This gives us 3 melee charges and will sever targets on hit. Also gives us some darkness representation. For our grenade, we're going to be using Pulse Nade, an all-around good nade that will contribute to our light bar. Now for our aspects, we're going to be starting out with Knockout. Critically wounding a target or breaking their shield infuses your melee attacks with arc energy and increases your melee range and damage for a short time. Defeating targets with melee attacks starts health regeneration and makes you amplified. So, a couple of buffs are coming to this in the final shape. Number 1, increased bonus damage granted to powered melee attacks versus PvE combatants from 25% to 50%. And number 2, the health is no longer going to be regenerative, but instead a flat health bump that scales with the type of combatant defeated. So this will give us a way of becoming amplified and will buff our melee in general, which I'm hoping will stack with our next aspect, consecration. While sliding, activate your charged melee ability to launch a wave of solar energy forward, damaging and scorching targets in front of you as you leap into the air. While airborne, activate your charged melee again to slam to the ground and create a second larger wave of damaging solar energy. If the wave hits a scorched target, they ignite. So again, a couple of buffs. Deals an additional 20% to PvE combatants and is going to be a bit easier to hit floating combatants while they are still grounded. So the hope here is that Knockout will buff the damage of these consecration slams, but even if they don't, our Frenzied Blade melee comes with 3 charges, meaning that we should get 3 consecration slams, which is crazy. Now let's get to our fragments, starting out with Facet of Blessing. Melee kills starts health regeneration for you, and while transcended, melee kills starts health regeneration for you and nearby allies. So the dream is that Knockout will give us a bump in health, and this will give us health regenerations, giving us 2 forms of healing. Next up, Facet of Dawn. Powered melee hits grant you Radiant, and powered melee kills grant you and nearby allies Radiant. So, now our melee kills are giving us health and Radiant to deal with adds. However, it does take away minus 10 from our strength stat. Next up, Facet of Protection. Gain increased damage resistance while surrounded by enemy combatants, and while transcendent, damage resistance is enhanced. So, we're already going to be up and close with these enemies, so this will help give us some extra survivability, and this gives us plus 10 to our strength, so those 2 cancel out. Next up, Facet of Dominance. Arc grenades apply Jolt and Void grenades apply Weaken. This is to give our grenade some extra potency and will allow it to stun overload champions. However, it does take away minus 10 from our discipline stat. Rounding it out, we have Facet of Grace. Kinetic weapon damage grants you bonus transcendence energy. Super kills grants you and nearby allies bonus transcendence energy as well. Now this does take away minus 10 from our resilience, but the goal here is to get our transcendent grenade, which is going to jolt and suspend targets. And to get that, we need to fill our light and darkness meters. So while using their respective types will fuel their own bars, kinetic weapons will contribute to both bars simultaneously, which is where our exotic comes in, Monte Carlo. Our intrinsic, the Monte Carlo method, reads dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully charge your melee ability with each kill. Our trait, Markov Chain, reads this weapon gains increased damage from melee kills and kills with this weapon. Melee kills grant ammo for this weapon, in case you run out of primary ammo. Our catalyst reads that 5 stacks of Markov Chain hold reload to swap to a melee mode, where you use a bayonet like a glaive. Landing a bayonet melee grants you melee energy, so this is going to make sure that our melees have a high uptime, but will also be nice as a workhorse weapon to build up our light and dark meters for transcendence. Next up, we have the Pyrogale gauntlets. Our trait, Recursive Flames, reads, modifies Burning Maul into a single high damage slam of your hammer that creates several cyclones of flame. Consecration Second Slam creates a cyclone of flame. So, no, we can't use the first part of this exotic, but letting our consecration slams create fire tornadoes is pretty cool, especially considering that we're going to have 3 consecration slams. So, essentially what we have here is using our 3 frenzied blade melee charges to fuel our consecration slams that will hopefully proc knockout, therefore giving us a bump to our health, while also triggering health regeneration via our fragments and making us radiant. We're using Monte Carlo for when we run out of melee energy so we can easily regenerate it. And we're using our grenade and super for fun workhorse armory to help in getting us to become transcendent, where I'm sure the build will become 10 times more fun. So, like I said at the beginning, I'm going to be extending the deadline to enter the Karhe emblem giveaway by 1 more day. In tomorrow's video, I will pull the winner, so please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to enter. And with all that out of the way, I will see you tomorrow. Stay alrighty.